Hey, what you reading for?
7 horror books that are set to come out in late September and October. 7 horror books that I am excited about, and I want to tell you about them. I'm so excited that we're going to skip the intro sequence and jump right into it. Just a reminder to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Help out the algorithm, help out the channel. And I'm going to put Zvyezda down when I can, and we'll get right into it. We'll kick things off with The Queen by Nick Cutter. This is set to come out, I believe, in October 21st. Now, unlike the other books I'm going to talk about in this video, I've actually read The Queen already. I was fortunate enough to get an advanced copy, and I have to tell you that it's very good. Margaret Carpenter wakes up to find an iPhone on her doorstep. She switches it on to find a text from her best friend, Charity Atwater. The problem is, Charity's been missing for over a month, and most people in town, even the police, think she is dead. The Queen is a well-paced page-turner with some unsettling, even gory passages, and it's thought-provoking, and I had a blast with it. So I'm excited for its release because I'm a Nick Cutter fan and I'm rooting for his success, and I think you should be excited about it too. In fact, Nick Cutter is going to come on this channel in a few weeks to talk with me about this book and about his other books, about his career, about the writing process and horror in general, publishing and all that. So if you're not a subscriber to the channel, then definitely go ahead and hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss out on that. And I look forward to that. Also, if you have some questions you'd like me to ask Nick Cutter, just let me know about them in the comment section. It's always fun when I get to interview or talk with authors, and then I share questions from viewers. That's always fun. Next up, we have The Hitchcock Hotel by Stephanie Robel. And this is set to come out on September 24th, so in just a few days. This is an author I am not familiar with, but the premise does intrigue me. A Hitchcock fanatic with an agenda, I love characters with an agenda, invites old friends for a weekend stay at his secluded themed hotel in this fiendishly clever, suspenseful new novel from the international best-selling author of Darling Rose Gold. Early reviews are very positive about this work. For example, if you're a fan of all things Hitchcock, then this is the perfect read for you. The location, the Hitchcock-themed hotel, plays an important role in this book, and it sounds like from the reviews that the author does a very good job with the location. It makes it fun and appealing. So it has a locked room mystery, twisty whodunit. And it's been a while since I've read one of those, and I'm actually kind of in the mood for that. So this sounds like a perfect book for me to read in October. Next up, we have Graveyard Shift by M.L. Rio, also set to come out on September 24th. Now this is a short book, just shy of 200 pages, so more of a novella. And the blurb states that a ragtag group of night shift workers who meet in the local cemetery to unearth the secrets lurking in an open grave. Apparently they're out by this cemetery having a smoke, and they notice a shallow grave, so they go and investigate. Perusing through the reviews, I get a sense that this is heavy in atmosphere, which is something I really like in horror. And October coming around, an atmospheric, short graveyard book, that sounds like a lot of fun, and this just might be the one for me. I'm not familiar with this writer, M.L. Rio, so I look forward to discovering her work. Next up, we have Cicada by Tanya Pell, which also is set to come out on September 24th. That is probably a day where I'm going to do some shopping. And this is also more of a novella than a full-out novel. It's about 200 pages. And it's about Ash, who is stranded at a rural horror festival. It's a difficult set of words to pronounce. Rural horror festival. About a giant killer cicada. And also, how many comments am I going to receive about my pronunciation of cicada? How many viewers are going to tell me that it's pronounced cicada? Because very often in my videos I get comments about my incorrect or different pronunciation of words, which I always find entertaining and I always want to learn, especially how to pronounce things. And I did not do any research to know if the word is cicada or cicada. For me, it's cicada. We'll find out what the consensus is. Anyway, enough of that tangent. Ash is stranded at a rural horror film festival about a giant killer cicada and can't decide what's worse, the movie or her idiot boyfriend. Until she realizes she's starring in the bloody sequel when people start dying and the locals won't let them leave. So there are a few things I like about this blurb. It gives off kind of the drive-in, the Joe R. Lansdale vibe to it, and also a killer cicada, like a giant bug. I'm fascinated with bugs. I always enjoy a creature feature, especially with bugs, so I'm intrigued by that. Tanya Pell is not an author I am familiar with, but the early reviews are very positive. Creature feature, camp, two things I'm in the mood for. There's a cult-like small town, love that. So there are a lot of things in the reviews that are appealing to me. This is the 4th installment in the Killer VHS series, which is a series put out by Shortwave Publishing. A series of camp, nostalgic, short horror books or long horror novellas. I'm not familiar with the other 3. Teleportasm, Candy Cane Kills, or Melonhead Mayhem. They all sound fun though, so I think I'm going to discover this series with Cicada. And then we'll take it from there. Next up we have The Impusium, a health resort horror story by Olga Tokarczuk, which I talked about in my last video because I'm a big fan of Olga Tokarczuk, having thoroughly enjoyed Plow Your Bones. No, that's not it. Drive Your Plow Over the Bones of the Dead, which is great. A great book, not a horror book, but very good. And now she's coming out with a horror book, so fantastic. I love when a great literary author I like takes a stab at horror. That's always fun, and I'm sure she's going to do a fantastic job with this. And so we have a young Polish man who's suffering from tuberculosis, and he goes to the Wilhelm Opitz guest house for gentlemen in the village of Dörbersdorf, probably, a health resort in the Silesian Mountains. Every evening, the guests gather to imbibe the hallucinogenic local liqueur and debate the great issues of the day, such as monarchy or democracy? Do devils exist? Are women born inferior? War or peace? Which incidentally, all of those questions for me would be super easy to answer. It would be a very short conversation if I were involved. But then again, I've never been to Dörbersdorf. Meanwhile, disturbing things are happening in the guest house and the surrounding hills. Someone, or something, seems to be watching, attempting to infiltrate this cloistered community. Little does the newcomer realize, as he tries to unravel both the truths within himself and the mystery of the sinister forces beyond, that they have already chosen their next target. So I'm super excited about this work, based pretty much on the strength of the author, Olga Tokarczuk. I also do like historical fiction horror. historical fiction in general. I've been reading quite a bit of historical fiction lately, and I've had good experiences with them. So I'm looking forward to this release. And that is also set to come out, do you want to take a guess? On September 24th. Also coming out on September 24th, Kill Your Darling by Clay McLeod Chapman. So a man has his son, the body of his son is found in a vacant lot. And 40 years later, they still don't have they still haven't found the killer. So his wife signs him up at some writing workshop at the local library, and he decides he's going to write about this, about his grieving and about his son. The workshop offers him a chance to make sense of a senseless crime and find the closure or fictional closure that life never provided for him. But his story takes on a life of its own as someone from the past is compelled to come out of hiding before he reaches the end. So what I like about this is we have a protagonist who's old or older, and I like books with older protagonists with a certain amount of life experience. I find them more engaging, more interesting to follow. Early reviews are very positive. This is a thriller, or a mystery horror, and it's quite emotional as well, apparently, according to the reviews. And that just sounds like something I could be in the mood for, because I do want to read horror, and I do want to feel something. I feel like I haven't felt anything in a while. I've just been a walking zombie. I need to feel something. That's why I read horror a lot, because either it can shock me or it can give me a gut punch or something for me to feel something. Clay McLeod Chapman is an author I have not experienced before, but I have heard good things about him, about his work, so I'm looking forward to checking him out. And lastly, we have The Blood-Stained Doll by John Everson, set to come out on October 8th. So John Everson is an author I'm familiar with. I read one of his earlier works called Nightwear, which I really liked, and I've talked about it in several videos on this channel. So I've been wanting to read more from him, and perhaps with the Bloodstained Doll, that is the opportunity I've been waiting for, right? Also, I was very excited to see that John Everson has teamed up with Flame Tree Publishing, which is a division of Flame Tree Press, or I think I got that backwards. He's teamed up with Flame Tree Press, which is a division of Flame Tree Publishing. And I really like this publisher. They've published some of my work before, and I thought they did a great job with it, and I really like the people who work there, and I'm rooting for their success, right? And so to see that John Everson, an author whose work I like, is teamed up with a publisher that I like, so I'm definitely rooting for this book to be a big hit. I hope it's good. I'll find out and I'll tell you about it. So we have here a homage to Giallo cinema. So honestly, I don't know much about Giallo cinema. I'm not much of a cinephile. And I do like the color yellow though. So there's that. When Allison's mom dies unexpectedly, she thinks her world has hit rock bottom. But that's before she goes to live with her estranged uncle Otto in Germany. When a child's empty casket is unearthed in the backyard during a violent storm, suddenly people close to her uncle start turning up dead. Is there a connection? As the noose tightens and murders draw closer to Berger Mansion, Allison and her new boyfriend, Andrew, discover a dark truth hidden in the attic. Soon their lives are at stake if they don't discover why each broken body is decorated with a blood-stained doll. So we have a dark truth hidden in the attic, and we have an estranged Uncle Otto in Germany. Those are two very creepy things. So this could be a lot of fun. There aren't many reviews out yet, only 3. My takeaway from these reviews, a trashy murder mystery that proudly wears its giallo film influence on its sleeve. Feels a bit like an Alfred Hitchcock style mystery rather than a horror novel. 2 parts mystery, 2 parts tension, a dash for blood, and a dash of sex. So based on the strength of Nightwear, one of his earlier books that I really liked, and the fact that he's teaming up with Flame Tree Press, I'm looking forward to this book, and I'm hoping that it's a big success. So there you have it, 7 books, I think, if my maths are correct. 7 horror, mystery, thriller books coming out in the next few weeks that I am excited about. Are you familiar with any of these authors that I talked about in this video? Are you excited about any of these books? Are there other horror books that are set to come out soon that you are excited about? Let me know in the comment section. I always look forward to connecting with you in the comment section. And just to recap, if you have questions that you would like me to ask Nick Cutter, because I'll be doing that in the next few weeks, be having a conversation with him. Let me know those in the comment section. Also, many words that I probably mispronounced that you can correct me on. Let's see, there was cicada, homage, which I am very confident about the pronunciation of that word, even though I hear it pronounced incorrectly very often. I'm very sure that it's pronounced homage. It's not an homage because that's French. Probably other words that I mispronounced that I'm not aware of. You'll let me know about that in the comment section. Thank you for watching. I'll see you at the next video.